My name is Dennis Willard. I'm a U.S. Navy vet of 8 years. My first station was Port Hueneme, California, home with most of the battalions of the West Coast. From there, we deployed to like Japan and Caribbean, and where I built drug rehab centers and hospitals, runways, docks, and all kinds of good stuff. I did that for like 4 years or so, and at that time, I re-enlisted and got stationed in Everett at CBU 421. And same thing, construction, except I just didn't have to deploy and go overseas and stuff. It just went to place. During the time of my service, so I did win the humanitarian award as one of my major awards. Good conduct a couple times, 2 of them. And then right before I got out, about 6 months before I got out, I started a massage program at Ashby College and got nationally licensed for massage therapy. Practiced for about 5 years, and then the economy kind of went south and I got a real job working at a vinyl plant, doing vinyl extrusion, where you take these pellets, melt them down, and make door and window profiles and send them off to like 30 or 40 different companies, and they put the glass in and stuff. Held that job for 10 years, trained half the plant, and at the end we got taken over by another company. They canned me in such a way that I couldn't even collect unemployment, and eventually I ended up losing my home. Or I didn't necessarily lose it, I walked away from it pretty much. There was so much repairs that had to be done to it that I kind of walked away. So the first time in my life, I became homeless. But after a while, I got good at it. Learned how to dumpster dive, learned how to survive, and was fairly comfortable. But everywhere I stayed, the police don't want you there, so I had to move. But after a while, I ended up getting a pretty good rapport with the police, and I got left alone pretty much for the most part. And until the very end there, I was living under Lending Bridge again. 2 times I lived in there. But Officer Terry Brooks come in there and said, "We're cleaning up the place, you gotta go, Willard." And I was like, "Well, where do I go, sir?" He's like, "Well, you know better than I would." And he was a pretty cool officer. But I said, "Well, I'm gonna go across the street then, stay over there." And he's like, "Oh, we're going over there tomorrow. You mind meeting with one of our counselors?" I said, "Sure, why not?" And she got me hooked up with the VA, and eventually, ultimately, here. Went from homeless to having a place to stay. I started my internship over there at Renew, and COVID hit, and so I had to take a break from doing an internship, so I turned into a wood shop, where I make cutting boards and anything pretty much out of wood. Sell it here at the Renewed